Session number 28. If you're listening to this later, on your way to work, on your way back from work, on your break, when you're walking the dog, when you're sneaking in a YouTube viewing session when you are on the toilet, you know you do that. When you're waiting for the Phillies and the Astros to play in a World Series, I hope it's entertaining. I hope you get something out of it. This is the show where there is no agenda. It might be a complete waste of time, but we'll do it together. And we'll see who's up for talking about baseball cards, who's up for talking about baseball, who's up for talking about YouTube, any and all of the above. If you're new, welcome. This is all about giving everybody in the YouTube community a chance to get together and shoot the bull and just enjoy this hobby of ours. And that's all that's on the agenda. Nothing more, nothing less. So we'll see what happens. Steven Sports Cards, welcome. What's up, man? Brian's here. And Rick's got the right idea. Let's waste some time together. That's exactly what we're doing in this chat, in this live stream, wasting time together. I think it's time well wasted. Maybe that should be the slogan, time well wasted. Hey, thanks, man. As I recall, you're a Padres fan, so hey, it was a memorable series. I'm sure that you're not thinking the same thing, but it was definitely memorable. I'll say that. Hey, Dean, how are you doing, man? How's everybody doing? I'm sure we'll end up talking a little bit about baseball, but we can also certainly talk about the hobby, talk about cards, talk about YouTube. YouTube is a subject that I would like to talk about more in these sessions, because I feel like there's a lot about what we do that would be good to talk about. Nina, you're such a good sport, and I appreciate it for you to show that much excitement for a team that's not yours. That's really cool. Appreciate it a lot. And I have to say that that's been a really cool element of this postseason is the YouTube community. Obviously, there's a lot of us out there. Everybody's got their own teams, and I've been in the postseason before as a fan, and you think of somebody that that's a fan of the team that your team is up against, and you kind of rag on each other and stuff. But it's usually like a handful of people. But because of this YouTube community thing, I mean, there's been a bunch of people that I've been interacting with. Cardinals fans, Braves fans, Padres fans. I don't know any Houston fans, and even YouTubers that the Phillies are not playing, like yourself, Nina, Cleveland fans, Seattle Mariners, and so on. And it's just been really fun to get to interact with everybody over the postseason. I mean, I'm sure this has been happening for forever on YouTube. It's just I never really thought about it because the Phillies have not been in it in such a long time. So that's been really fun. Dean, I'm trying to start from the beginning of your videos, man. That's a lot. Hey, good for you. I mean, Dean has a great channel. Dean has an incredible amount of cards, like his name suggests. And it's always cool, I think, to go back to the beginning of somebody's channel and see the progression of their channel, but also like just to see everything that they have. I mean, I know that I've got stuff in my collection that I've maybe shown once or twice. I do have some stuff in my collection that I've shown like too many times probably, but I do have some things I've only shown once. And if you weren't subscribed to my channel, you have no idea. So, you know, and I'm always thinking about that when I subscribe to a channel that's new to me, is to go back and kind of poke through their other videos and see what they've been up to. All right, Greg. Greg is on board for wasting time. You've come to the right place. When Harper hit that homer, I definitely thought of all the community Philadelphians. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. I can guarantee you that all of us were screaming / passing out because I've never seen anything like that home run. And there's a whole backstory both before he hit it and after he hit it that just adds to it. It was like a movie. Like a movie. There's Reindeer Studios himself. Yeah. There's some good sports in this community. You know, people that are like, normally I hate your team, but right now I'm rooting for your team, right? That's cool. Hey, it's all good, man. I used to live in New York for what, 10 years as a Phillies fan. And I was also there when the Phillies were in the World Series against the Yankees. So I had my fair share of the New York attitude. And I got to say, that's what makes it fun. You know, if we all if we all got along, it wouldn't be as entertaining. I mean, it's nice that we're all civil with each other, but it's also nice to get on each other's nerves a little bit. There's the Field of Dreams guy. How you doing, Don? Totally. You and everybody else. I haven't gone and looked to see what San Diego has been saying about that. I've just been sort of reveling in the celebrations, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that are analyzing some of those decisions. Yeah, 3D 80s kid. Hello, all. I'm thinking sentiment would favor Philly for this series after what happened with the cheating a few years back. Yeah, no doubt. Hardball crazy. Hello. All right, nice to see you, Scott. I understand you guys. You guys are like a married couple that's, you know, on the rocks. Man, someone's taking some shots. Let's be nice to Don. All right, Don's a good guy. We all like baseball, and that's okay. That's right. We can talk about lacrosse cards. I don't know if myself or anybody else in here is going to be able to weigh in on it, but we can talk about it. Yeah, it's entertaining, right? It's a good soap opera amongst the YouTube videos and chats that we have. All right, I'm going to drop the StreamYard link in here. And the way this works, guys, is there's no pressure. If you want to come chat for a while, you can. If you want to stay the whole time, you can. If you want to stay for 5 minutes and peace out, especially if it's feeling awkward and you don't have anything to say and I don't have anything to say, that's fine too. All right? There's no script here. It's whatever happens. So if you're up for it, hop on in. And this guy just could not wait. He could not wait. He immediately jumped all over it.
Ready.
Except he's not really there. There he is.
Oh, I'm here now. I'm ready.
What's up, man?
Hey. How are you?
How's everything going?
Great. Still kind of recovering from Saturday, man. What a long day that was. But
Yeah. So I don't really. I mean, are you going to do a video about that day?
yes.
Okay, so maybe you don't want to talk about it, but like, how long was the trip?
It was in like Queens, so it was maybe
Oh,
like
okay.
a 30-minute drive from,
All right.
but I had to take an Uber. I don't have a car, so
Right. Yeah, yeah. Why would you have a car? Yeah, no way. No need for a car in New York.
yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, I have to do the video tomorrow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is very cryptic. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, we can at least say that part of what you do, and I'd love to ask you about that. I don't know if you're going to talk about it in your video or not, but like this is about an
Yeah.
estate sale. How do you find stuff like that? Like opportunities, or maybe you don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Um, how about
I
well,
think like
how about this? Here's a safe question. Um, what are your usual expectations for estate sales? Like, is there a way to get a good idea before you go, or is it just sort of like I'm going to take a shot in the dark and show up and see what happens?
funny enough, this was actually my first estate sale ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The
For some reason, I just imagined that you were doing this all the time.
No.
Okay.
I've been kind of like lurking. I've never attended one or tried to attend one before. But I've been kind of like lurking around and trying to kind of see, what
Yeah.
opportunity kind of awaits. But
Right.
going back to your original question, I think like my days of I was telling Dom Staven Sports Cards this on Saturday. I think like my days of sharing a lot of information like that on YouTube are pretty much done.
I totally understand. Yeah.
I think what I'll probably do is like do a video in my Facebook group, just kind of like really detailing it. But I don't know if I need to like volunteer that kind of information on the internet.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah.
that's because no, it makes total sense. This is
Yeah.
not just like, hey, this really cool random thing happened. It's like, no, this is part of what you do
Yeah.
for a living. So I get it. But
But
it's really cool. It's
I
really
also bought cards at the estate sale, which are not as impressive as the other things that I bought.
right.
That I
Cool.
can talk about and show. But
Yeah. No, let's do it.
well, I didn't essentially exactly go there for cards, but I ended
Right.
up coming away with, can Brian share his social security number of her mom's maiden name? That's really funny, Carlisle. I like that.
We'll be getting to that later, Carlisle.
It's really funny.
Stove, welcome back to the community. It's good to see you.
Probably the best Curt Flood rookie I've had. Munson,
yeah.
I didn't even mean to buy this card, but it ended up in my pile.
Hey, that's pretty great. Yeah.
It's really beat up. I didn't even want it. And his eyes they like freak me out.
That's one of G's Mikey's favorite cards of all time. So he might want to buy that off you.
This was a nice
Yeah.
one. This is a nice
That's
card.
beautiful.
Yeah. Couple of these. I'm picking up another signature and a binder on Thursday.
Wow. That's
that,
good.
that.
Good stuff.
And one more. I just like these oversized basketball cards. So.
All from the. Oh no, this was from the estate sale. Okay.
Yeah, these were the cards from the estate sale, plus a whole binder and a cut. The cut you saw. I can talk about that. I suppose it's a Roger Maris. I found out it's a it's a Playboy magazine like business card, and he signed it.
Oh, okay.
It was like to Playboy magazine. My best wishes, Roger Maris. I mean, you gotta buy that.
Yeah,
You gotta buy that.
that's so great.
So
Yeah, but it's like I wonder when he signed that. It's got to be in the '60s, I would imagine.
yeah,
But Playboy had such a different connotation in that. I mean, it's always Playboy's always been Playboy, but like it had a different connotation in that time period than it does now. And
yeah,
I don't know. It makes me think of Mad Men and like that whole vibe.
yeah. There was a really funny story, not to get like
No, please,
super,
let's
like
go off the rails.
PG-13 to R, but
Yeah, there are no
I
kids in
went
here.
yeah, we're keeping this like strictly professional here on
All right, this whole session thing's gonna take off now. This is gonna be the highest viewed
yeah,
episode.
you're not going to get this monetized, Alex. I'm sorry. But I went to a collector's night in New York a couple weeks ago, and Kevin Keating was there. He's the principal authenticator for autographs at PSA,
Oh,
and
okay.
he brought some of his like personal collection, which is unbelievable. But he had a postcard that was sent when Christy Mathewson was serving World War One, I think.
One, yes.
Um, he sent this postcard from Germany to John McGraw,
Amazing.
and he said something like, "Hey Mac, like peaches are more expensive here in Germany than when you were here, like from Maddie, but I think like it's known that like peaches were like code name for prostitutes." So
Wow.
I don't
The
know.
Christian gentleman. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but he signed it like Matty, Matty, which I thought
Right.
was so cool.
Right. Those two guys were like really, really close. They lived with each other with their wives for a while, like all four of them together in the same house. So they were super close.
Well, you'll never hear that now. It's like Fritz Peterson and then when they traded.
Yes, yes, right.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So
cool.
that like makes me not like in the same vein at all, but
Right, right, yeah.
I
Oh,
suppose on the
there's a
same.
whole like collection you can go for is like,
Yeah.
the the risque side of baseball.
Yeah. The lewd side of collecting.
Right.
Um,
Uh
yeah.
how you doing? Collector's Dreams here. Yeah, I remember. I feel like this is now years ago, but it doesn't feel that long ago when you first started going to shows, like just to hunt, and not as a collector, but like as somebody that was looking to start your business.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like you're in such a sweet spot for that because New York City had was such a hotbed for baseball in the early part of the 20th century all the way up through the 60s and 70s, and there's got to be just immense collections that are still untapped,
Yeah.
that are just constantly getting rolled out once
Yeah.
people pass.
I totally think that's the case. And you're not the first person to have thought in that way and expressed like that thought to me
Right.
within the most recent history.
Right.
It's safe to say that I think your thinking is very clear on this one.
Right. Right.
I'm enjoying Orlando's channel, A Collector's Dream. He's a good one to follow, Alex. He just started his channel maybe a few months ago, but he posts some really, really cool cards. And he had a live stream with James, Elite Hunters.
Right.
And he's not like the kind of quick hit, like he's very long form. He likes to talk, not a lot, but he likes to talk and make the videos long.
Right. No, I have definitely been watching Orlando's channel. Trying to think the last one. Oh, the one that I definitely spent some time on was his hobby pet peeves video. Orlando, I left you a message in the comments, but I really enjoyed that one because he talked about how there's this stigma against buying cards that are listed as authentic in the grading. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a new idea. There have been people talking about that for a while, but it was a good reminder about it. And he has some incredible cards that are graded as authentic. But it's like, would I rather have the card in decent condition, knowing that maybe something happened to it, but it's still the real deal, or would I prefer to have a beater that's a one and not like the look of it? So I totally agree with him on that.
Yeah, totally the embodiment of buy the card, not the grade. Every time that like everyone, it's like it's become such a colloquialism in the
Right.
community now. But
Right.
I think sometimes like we do buy the grade, even though we
Yes.
say not to.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
kind
we
of
all
one
we
of those
also we
things.
also always say, you collect how you want to collect,
Yeah,
and then we're like also saying, well, you shouldn't buy that card, and you
right.
shouldn't.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. What can you do? What have you? I really enjoyed the that exhibit Willie Mays that you picked up recently. That's not an image. I think he has two exhibits from. I'm not an exhibit expert, but pretty sure he has two exhibits from that time period. One, I think, like that closer shot is the one I've seen more often, but the one that you have, I haven't seen as often. And
yeah.
it made me kind of like look into it a little bit more. And I was bidding last night on a Carl Yastrzemski exhibit,
Hmm.
and I learned that like it's like a short print, and like
Really?
like a rookie era. This might be a good like the first like good like looking it up on this is the one that I'm more familiar with, like the top two, but the
Right.
one that you have I really like with the bat.
Right. Yeah. I forgot to mention it in the video that I did, but the first time I saw the one that I got was actually, I'm fairly sure Nate showed it a couple years ago, Top 85 401, and I love how Nate does videos. It's just like, hey, I was looking at my cards and I thought I'd do a Willie Mays showcase, and it's just like, here's this card, here's this card. It's like they're all awesome, and he had that exhibits card, I'm pretty sure, and I made a mental note. I was like, that card looks so good. I like this one too, but I'm a sucker for like New York Giants Willie Mays,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I had my eye on
Yeah, what an
that
excellent
one.
shot. God, I love that card. That is
Yeah,
gorgeous. And it
right.
also like the sepia also like brings it back to like before color TV kind of.
Yeah, totally, totally.
Like it kind of like paints the picture well.
Right. It's like one of my this is a story that my family always loves to remember. One of my sister's best friends, when they were growing up, was convinced that the reason stuff was black and white back in the day was because the world was actually black and white.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so, it's like, this is just how everything actually looked. There was no such thing as color,
Oh,
which is a
I
very
don't know.
sort of like Wizard of Oz idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you could explain like the Mona Lisa, these like famous works like predate like color TV, but
Oh,
like
that's too deep, Brian. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That's no, yeah, but I agree.
Yeah, I know
Like,
what you mean.
this one is great. The one thing about exhibits too that always kind of, it's kind of the same thing that people say about like Panini and who else? Um, just all the companies that aren't able to use the logos on the caps and stuff. It always bothers me a little bit with exhibits when they have to like airbrush out the logos of the players. But what I don't understand, and I don't really know that much about these sets, is sometimes the logos are there and sometimes they're not.
Which cards are they not there? I don't
So
recall.
Yeah, so like for example, like Ted Williams, pretty sure most of his like you can see I think it says you can see Boston, but he's got no logo on his hat.
Did they? I guess they did have logos on hats. Yeah. Huh.
And there's other ones. I'm not sure if anybody in the chat can remember.
Yeah. Dom just chimed in and said Monty Irvin has an airbrushed one.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, look at that. Huh. Funny. Yeah. Maybe that's him with like a Negro League jersey.
could be. Yeah, it does. It does look a little different. Doesn't look like a Giants necessarily.
Yeah. There are versions of Spawn with a B or an M on a cap. Larry Doby.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, there we go.
but it also. I mean, you could be right. It could be like these are like different uniforms,
Yeah, this might be a Negro League uniform.
right?
Can we? Can someone in the chat mark those as spam?
Oh yeah.
Get those out of there.
That's when you know you've hit the big time. I just blocked the user.
Okay, good. Yes,
They heard all the Playboy talking.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Thanks,
Oh,
Brian.
but you should look up the Karl Yastrzemski.
Okay.
It's an image that I don't recall seeing, and yep, that's it.
That's cool.
And I think they spell his last name wrong. Yeah, Yastrzemski.
Oh, yeah, Yaz Nice.
Yeah.
Close enough. The
Yeah.
Yaz himself.
I've been looking more at the exhibits from like the 20s.
Right.
I really messed, and because of like I really messed up, I could have bought a and it was a horrible eBay listing, and I like didn't pay enough attention, didn't do enough research.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dom, I was bidding on one last night, and I think I let it go, and it was too cheap. So I'm kind of kicking myself for it. It was a nice one. But it was a Paul Wainer from 1926 to 29. It's like it's like considered one of his first cards, and the eBay listing was horrid. But I didn't win it, and only after I lost did I do like the necessary research, and I'm like, oh no. So if you go to 2629, it's like in that, yeah.
Well, so this is for anybody that is curious. I posted this in the video that I did for Willie Mays, but if you're trying to figure out roughly when the card was released, this website, Keyman Collectibles, has every card listed and what to look for on the card, and they really break it down like in
Amazing.
the 30s and 40s. It's crazy. Like it's basically like what size font was it, uppercase or lowercase, and I mean it really gets into the weeds, but you can actually pinpoint when it was released.
Amazing.
So this is really helpful.
Love that. What a good resource.
Yeah, crazy. So what was the one you wanted to look up?
Paul Wainer, 1926 to 29 exhibit. It's of him swinging. We may have to. It's not that one. May have to go to the Google machine.
Yes.
Yeah, and they come in like different colors.
Oh yes. I think I looked at a Lajoie or no, maybe that was a.
Is it up on your screen?
I'm trying to pull it over here.
Oh, okay. Got the dual monitor set up. I see.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. No.
I'm trying to find like a larger size. Well, this is really minuscule, but is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
Super
Yeah.
cool.
It's so cool.
And there's like a pink one, magenta one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so cool. I was so upset that I missed it. It was like that and Ed Roush. Yeah, the pink is really cool too.
Yeah.
And apparently they're quite hard to find. And I like didn't do the necessary research and I missed it. And I'm like, well, now I know. Well,
Right.
what can you do? Yeah, they're so cool.
That's a cool. So was that 2629?
Yeah.
I wonder what other ones are.
There are some cool shots.
Lefty Grove.
Yeah, the Grove is really cool and very early. Yeah, look at that. Holy moly. Gorgeous.
High Trainer.
Yeah, that's a good pose.
Yeah, these are cool. Jimmy Fox.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the foxes. I was looking at these like just the other night, so I'm very familiar with what's on YouTube. That's considered like his first card, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
So naturally it's worth, it's being asked for a fortune. Some other good images are the 1921 exhibits, like the horizontal one with Walter Johnson, like kind of like side arming. You've probably seen this image. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's see. Oh yeah, and of course this one.
Yeah. Well.
The Babe.
Yeah.
Rogers Hornsby.
Yeah, the Hornsby is great. The speaker too. I like that portrait of him with his smile. If you scroll down a little bit, you'd pass. Yeah, right.
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Very, very cool portrait.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like grizzled. Like baseball's aged him here.
Yes.
Yeah,
man. I've been meaning to get a new mouse, but it's part of the shtick here.
Yeah. If you don't have a loud mouse scrolling wheel, then like I would love to see a video from Mark.
Wouldn't we all?
It would be fun. Just to like randomly, like I'm pretty sure this Zach Wheat school is all twisted around.
Yep. I have this as on my wish list, and
look at that.
Yeah. Even in its beat up shape.
Yeah. God, what a cool image. Like players, they don't finish their swings like this right now, anymore. This is a different time. And it looks like his bat has like something going on toward like the barrel. I don't know what's going on there. Or if it's like a shadow, I have no idea.
It's a shadow, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that.
There you go. Where's this Rick? I have the speaker with the photo to match it.
Of course.
No doubt.
That's a good call, Carlisle. He looks like Reggie Jackson all twisted around.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good call.
Does anyone have an exhibit vending machine? I'm going to guess no because I feel like we would have seen a video of it, but I've seen pictures and they are really cool.
Yeah. I would just be so tempted to like put cards, like stack them in there, and like for a nickel or whatever, you twist it out and it like ejects the card out. Even if they're like commons or beaters, whatever, it'd just be very tempting to fill that machine with cards.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mark, when is the next cardboard coming out? I think the Cardboard Podcast is so bored that they're too bored to even make
Yeah.
an episode. That's my guess.
Too busy guys. Too
Which
busy
is
guys.
very Cardboard Podcast of them.
Oh, wow.
Right.
No.
Drama behind the scenes.
A messy legal dispute.
Yeah. Not surprising.
Yeah. But try to find that Walter Johnson from 21. This is a great image.
1921.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I have seen it. This is one of those images that's like, yep, I'm very familiar with it. And every time I look at it, it's like, I'll never own it, but it's nice. It's nice to look at.
Man, look at that. Ah, God, is that perfect? Come on. Jeez. They sometimes come up in like REA or Heritage, and they're like beat up, and they don't go for a lot. I think you'd be surprised. Like there was one that just sold an REA last night that like had like a corner that was like really rounded off, and I don't think it sold for that much.
I have to be honest. I've recently, I don't know, bidding has. I've lost my patience for it. I'm sure I'll find it again, but I've been meaning to kind of get back on like REA and get back into the swing of things of the auction seasons and stuff, because eBay is just getting more and more frustrating.
Yeah. It's amazing though. Every time REA has an auction, it seems like it always outperforms their most recent auction. Like it's becoming, unless you have like really disposable income, it's getting really hard for like normal people to shop that auction.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the other thing too, is I'm like, if I'm looking for something that's, not the popular item, then it's fine, but I'll be quickly outbid on those. So it's just kind of depressing after a while.
Yeah, well, luckily the list of cards that you are looking for is nice and long. So
yeah, I mean, it has to be. I mean, probably in the past few months, I've reevaluated what's on there, because for a while there, everything that was on there is like, yeah, I'm not getting that anytime soon. So I had to rethink it. The new cart room is great, Mark. It's still a work in progress. I've actually been rethinking how I have stuff set up. I need some new stands. I've been thinking about getting like a display, which like you have, Mark, and many other people have. And I think I want to also get a baseball display as well. I've got all my baseballs stored very carefully and they're in good shape, but I kind of miss seeing them. And so I realized, it's like, why don't I found a display that has like UV protected glass, and it's like I could just rotate out, 12 baseballs or whatever it's going to be, 15 baseballs, and then, enjoy them for a while and then switch them out. So we'll see.
Yeah, I've been like trying to. My office is like such a mess, And I really would like to like make it clean and then like do like an office video, but I would be so embarrassed to like show people like what the office looked like and its current state. It's quite in shambles. There's like stuff everywhere. It's quite bad.
Right. Well, I feel like you started the business how long before you moved? Like several months, right? And so,
A year.
right. Okay. So then when you moved in there, it's like you were in full business mode.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so I feel like that's because like you're like, how much time are you just a pure collector? I mean, it's probably gone down a bit.
I mean, I don't, you know, I always say that like, you know, my focus now like has to be on business, but if I see a card that I like really like, it's hard for me to like, you know, show restraint.
Right.
Really hard. Like the that play ball sample that I bought, man, that is my favorite pickup of the
Oh
entire.
yeah, that was amazing.
That card freaking rocks. Man, I love that card.
Right. Yeah, but so you're. I mean, but that's the thing is like when you're going for stuff like that, that's like a one in a million. I mean, I can't imagine that thing's popping up very often. So
No. And what's funny is that when at the national, I was set up at a table on Friday and Saturday, and so I didn't really have an opportunity to walk around. So like Sunday for like half the day, it was like my time to run errands and like do my walking. And I came across a table that Mark, I'm going to answer your question in just a second. I see it.
yeah, Mark, you're sorry. I just want to say, Mark, you're a good commenter, trying to keep this thing going.
Yeah, I know. I
Appreciate it.
ran to a table that I hadn't seen yet before, and I was like, "Do you have any Hank Greenberg stuff?" Like, just trying to shock myself. He's like, "Oh yeah, I had a play ball sample and like a 36 Gaudi," and I'm like, "Oh no, like I missed this." What's funny is that I know the guy who bought the card, and his card is like all wonky and weird, and like I'm so happy that I missed it really
Oh, okay.
because I got the far better
Right.
card.
Right.
Yeah, can you highlight that? So, do you find since starting the business that your passion for the hobby has grown, declined, stayed roughly the same? So, for the longest time, really since I graduated college, I've always kind of considered trying to like go into cards in any kind of manner, right? Part full, working at a LCS, working for an auction house, whatever. And I always thought that it would um, like ruin my like collector brain,
Right.
but I'm telling you straight up, like I am more energized about the hobby now than I ever have been. Ever, ever. It's
How?
not just about me like looking for cards to buy to then sell or looking for ways to sell to then make money. It's like the stuff about like the exhibits that I was talking about, like let me try to learn more about the exhibits so like next time I see it I know I can be more confident, or like let me pick Alex's brain so the next time I come across something that I don't know enough about to be handy with, that like I'm like more prepared.
Right.
But it has grown more now that I've done it. But I don't know if if everyone can also claim that. I think like I'm kind of obsessed with it, so I think it kind of like works for me. But um, you know, I think there are people who deal in cards that maybe don't care about cards.
Right. Right.
Um,
But
I
that's
think
great
you
though.
Yeah,
That's so
I think
great
you see that a
because
lot. I'm sorry, Alex, to cut you off, but I think you see that a lot with people who are just like getting back into cards and using it as like a way to make money or like a vehicle to make money and don't like care about the actual tangible card. But I still get like incredibly excited every time I get mail. I get really excited when I find something at a flea market or an estate sale or an LCS or eBay auctions. Like it's all still there. like all of the things that like make collecting fun, I still have, which I'm thankful for.
I would imagine part of that is because your your love of it, your knowledge of it, your passion for it has always been there, but now it's like it's also a skill set that you're actually using on a daily basis. So it's like not only is it enjoyable, but it's like and it kind of helps you do what you do. So it's useful too, um, which is great. But I mean, it's always a scary thing. Like I remember there was a time where when I was in New York, I stumbled upon the MLB studios where they put together all the videos, and now where replay is done. And I remember at the time I was really not pleased with my job, and for a second I thought, oh, I wonder if I could work for baseball. And I remember looking it up, like going to the baseball website and looking for a career section or whatever. And they had a couple, and I was like thinking about it. I was like, I wonder if this is going to ruin my love for baseball. It probably would have, but that's different, I think, because it wouldn't have been like a special skill necessarily that I had. It would have been like taking the things that jobs can sometimes give you, which is just like the daily grind and whatever. And I would have like not wanted to watch baseball, I think. But
When I was in college, I applied for like countless Major League Baseball jobs.
okay,
Literally countless, and I had not heard back from a single one to this
right.
day. Not a one.
Hey, you've got a baseball job of sorts now, so it's all good.
I guess. Yeah. I guess.
All right, let's help Bob here. Any good daytime cold medicine recommendations?
Excellent question.
Mm,
Yeah, Rick is really trying to get these two guys together, but it
yeah,
seems like they're pretty far apart.
right. Well, you know what? Here's a StreamYard link.
Yeah, join us.
Come air your grievances.
Let it go off the rails a little bit, Alex.
My love for baseball will never die. My football fandom is gone. Why is that?
I'm kind of with you, Derek.
Yeah, I've never really been much of a football fan, so no love lost. But do you want to share why?
Yeah, I'll let Derek share his answer. I think I've just been more passionate about baseball. Like, I would consider myself a Giants fan. And when the Giants won the Super Bowl, I guess that was like 2011. I was watching the game, obviously. But like when they won, I like didn't really like feel anything. I think that was like the beginning of like my like descent in like football fandom. I'm like, I don't know. Like I didn't feel like super passionate about it. If the Mets won the World Series, I would like break down and cry like
You'd be on the floor, yeah.
Like a baby. Yeah, I would cry like a baby.
Yeah.
And
I cried yesterday. I'm not ashamed.
Hey man, I don't blame you.
I mean, it was pretty short. It was pretty short, but yeah.
There's crying. There's room for crying in baseball.
There is crying in baseball. Yeah.
There's room for crying in baseball.
Yeah. But it's because I mean, it's like, yeah, they won, but it's more than that. It's like I'm watching something happen over the course of my life, and once in a while, lightning in the bottle, and it's not going to always happen. And so it's like, wow, like in my case, 11 years went by, and I was thinking about like everything that's changed in my life, and there's like a lot of stuff that goes with it that has nothing to do with baseball, but of course it does. And anyway, myriad of reasons. Game feels too staged, too much dumb drama. Rooting for players who are destroying their bodies are a few reasons.
I agree. The amount of like concussion and like trauma injuries that are going on now are like a serious problem. And have been a serious problem for like many, many, many years.
Right.
and the league is not really addressing it. But yeah, I think the extent of my football fandom like begins and ends with fantasy football.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm in the single league that I was in with, I'm in with like high school friends. It's been like 10 plus years. So,
but that's more because of that than it is.
Yeah, it's more because of them and less because of football, actually, in general.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I want to hear from you, Alex, what is on the docket next for your collection?
Yeah, there's no
docket.
There's no docket. No, there's no, because like I wish there could be, but because of the way everything has gone, like it like a few years ago, it felt like I could kind of be strategic. The last time I think I was strategic was when I said I want to get a Hank Aaron rookie card, because it's like, okay, I was kind of looking at the way things were going, and I think everybody has like a certain threshold. It's like, okay, how much am I willing to spend for a baseball card? And which cards are in that area, and which cards are skyrocketing, and which cards have I already missed out on. Like there are some cards that I'll never get, and I've come to terms with that. But the Aaron rookie was getting to the point where it's like, well, I could do this, but I don't know if I'd be able to swing it for much longer. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go for this. And I had to kind of strategize that. But aside from that, it's like, it's really just trying to I've got whatever the max is for safe searches on eBay, and I'm just constantly looking at it every day. And my whole thing is, whatever card is on my save search, I'm looking at that card like every day for at least a month, if not more. And I'm getting a feel for it, and I'm getting a sense of like, okay, what kind of condition am I seeing for this card? What's the average range that I'm comfortable with? How often am I seeing these issues, and so on? And I'm just trying to figure out what I'm comfortable with in terms of a purchase. And then when I see the right deal and the right condition, I'll jump. But it's just whatever happens, but sometimes I will just sort of get like obsessed with a card, or like drawn to a card. Like I've been looking at a lot of 52 tops lately, which I've talked about a few times. And I got that Minoso, but I've been looking at other ones, Duke Snyder, Monty Irvin, and those are just cards that I've never gotten around to. So they're kind of fun because they're new to me. And but I've also been looking at like Stallmeyer and like all the hot dog cards, mostly because of Dave's video recently. And like I've always liked those cards, but sometimes on YouTube, somebody makes a video and it just gets you thinking about it. Somebody, in fact, right before I came on here today, Brian, this is relevant to you. Somebody left a comment on a video that, thanks in part to you and me, he's now on a 55 Bowman set build.
Kurt.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah, I've met Kurt a few times in person. He lives like really close to me.
Okay.
He's a really cool dude. I'm sure he's gonna watch this and be like, "Oh my god, he's talking about me." Yeah, he's
great.
He's a cool guy.
We're just all looking at random stuff, and you never know like what's going to stick in your head and end up looking around for it. Collecting takes time and patience. Yeah, for sure. I always feel like that's part of what's fun about collecting, is that it's something that you do over a period of time. And the patience part of it for me is part of what's enjoyable about it. Like I can be a very impatient person, but in the hobby, I get to try to practice improving it.
It's so hard to be patient in the hobby
Yep.
because like the impulsivity sometimes is like really powerful.
Yep.
Um, especially when it's something that you've been like seeing and wanting and thinking about for a long time. It's hard, and if like for whatever circumstance, like you should not or you cannot buy that card, it's really hard to wait or keep waiting. It's
Right.
hard. It's really hard to wait because you don't know when you're going to see it again.
Yeah.
I'm talking about stuff that like you can't like just jump on eBay every day and like pick
Pick
up
up anytime.
and it,
Right.
like, yeah, and it just always be there for you. You know, stuff that you maybe not see in 5 years or so.
Right. I'm a little worried that I might not be able to pick up the 52 Eddie Matthews centered. Yeah.
It's a tough card.
I would say that's a tough card to get at all, let alone what condition you might want it in. You know, there's some cards where like you can go in with your personal pet peeves. And I think there's some cards just like, I'm going to be lucky to even get it, no matter what shape it's in.
Yeah,
We are all junkies looking for our fix. Yeah.
it's true. In a
Yeah.
way. Abel had a good question. Any thoughts using tools like Card Ladder to monitor sales prices and set notifications for your target price? I think for cards that are like traded more regularly, that works. But for something that like there's like little to no sales data on, or any like recent sales data, that might just be hard. The tool that I like using for that is VCP. You can set like a want list on VCP, and it will scan eBay. It scans like pretty much like any major auction house, and it then shoots you an email like either that day or the next day when it's up, and then it's up to you then um, to make the decision at that point. But
Right.
I don't use Card Ladder, but I know people that do, and they like it.
I've never even heard of it. Um,
I think it's more commonly used for.
well, I don't mean that as like it's like I'm totally like I'm like using an Excel sheet. Okay, so like I'm totally out of touch with whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Um, but that's cool. I mean, I've definitely heard of VCP. I can say that.
Yeah. VCP is a great tool. Pays for itself. The amount of times I've used it, for sure.
Um, Derek, the Quinn Wilson is a really, if that's the one I think it is, it's a really cool card.
Yeah. Harvey Keen. So, Alex, of all of the hot dog brand cards that Dave showed, which one attracts you the most? It's Stallmeyer.
I like Stallmeyer because it's like I'm a I'm a this is difficult for me to say as a Philadelphia Phillies fan. I'm like a big New York fan of baseball in the 50s, as you know. And Stallmeyer's to me is like just right up my alley for that. Like it is New York baseball. And so I love those. A lot of those are super pricey though. But there are great cards in that set that are not, maybe the most desired ones that I still think are really cool. So I love that set, but I have to say Wilson Franks are like way up there for me. They are so mid 50s, and I love the design. And
Me too.
part of me wants to like make a little cartoon bubble around the hot dogs because that's
Like
what it
thinking
is.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad they didn't do that, but
Yeah. That was,
but those cards are awesome. So, but I mean, his video. I mean, he's not done yet either, Dave. But
right.
there's so many other really cool sets in there. There's like the one, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was like meant to be a Philly release that he was saying never officially got released. And there are some like test issues available out there, but there's only a handful of them. I mean, that's just fast. So I love all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I monitor prices with Post-it notes, but I write in pencil so it stays up to date. Yeah.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah, I mean, those cards are also just like really, really hard to find.
Right.
Not for nothing. Like if you get the opportunity to buy like the card you want and the condition you want, you may wait a long time to get there.
Yeah, I mean, but that's because they're Stahlmeyer, and that was like a New York brand, right? And that's totally fine with me. I just love that era. I love Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Giants, New York Yankees. That's just a great time. I'm getting messages offline about the issues between Bob and Stove.
Oh, really? Wow. Oh my God. Look who it is. Josh. There he is.
He's still technically a YouTuber, I guess. What's the expiration date on that? How long do you have to not make a video for you to? I'm just kidding. Nice to see you, Josh. Josh is one of my favorite YouTubers that doesn't make videos.
I spoke to Josh the other day on the phone, and I'd forgotten that he had an accent, and then conveniently remembered it when I began speaking to him.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. It's because I hadn't heard his voice in a long time. Yeah.
Whoever's waiting in the wings. Oh, okay. I needed to see who you were. I had a feeling I knew who you were because I saw the name, and I was like, there's only one person that would have that name, and it's this guy.
What's up?
Oh my God.
How's it going? What's new?
Oh wow. What POV is this, Mark?
I'm still tweaking my new setup.
It's like the Citizen Kane view of his room.
I moved into a new place. This is my card room, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
All the cards around me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Bob told me to jump on the stream, but I guess he's not able to join unless this goes real late.
Yes, I got the same message. He promised time with loved ones, and it's hard to read that.
So lame.
Yeah.
So lame. So what's going on in cards? Can you guys catch me up? In like 2 minutes.
The YouTube community is a little nuts right now. Card prices are coming down, but there's a lot of drama from the investor influencer types that are blaming collectors, I guess. I've never actually watched any of those videos.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat, can you find one of these videos that like claim that investors are blaming collectors for prices going down? Because I've been asking for them and I haven't gotten a single response. So
right.
I would love
conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I would love to watch one of these videos.
So it's literally the opposite of what everyone's been complaining about for years.
Yes.
And now
right.
That's fantastic.
Right.
Man, the acoustics in this room are like real bad.
No,
I mean, you sound great.
Got a very booming voice. It's got a little bit of an echo to it.
I need some sound deadening panels.
Oh yeah.
It's got an authoritarian feel to it. It's all good.
Well, this is actually the authoritarian camera angle in the
yes, it is.
Selected from it.
Yeah. No, it makes you look very small, Mark.
It looks like I'm a little kid sitting on his dad's like computer.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I was going for. Get off the computer. We should. Yeah. I want to talk about cards, though. I'm not here to completely hijack the stream or ruin it.
What would you like to talk about, Mark?
I want to buy a pre-war card.
Yes.
And I don't know where to start.
That's a great question, Brian. you get started. I'll think.
What attracts you to pre-war cards, Mark?
Just the baseball history. I guess probably it would be a White Sox card.
Okay.
It's an early on White Sox card.
I have some ideas.
I was looking at Shoeless Joe cards years ago, just like everything else.
Okay, let's go on eBay right now.
The ship has sailed, dude. I can.
Okay, I
pull
mean,
up-
listen, man.
these-
I was about to recommend something else, but then you started talking Shoeless Joe, and that's all.
Well,
that's gonna go.
here's the thing. Shoeless Joe cards were attainable not too long ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Back in the 90s?
No,
Yeah.
no. I'll look up the specific card that I was watching, and it was like, oh man, I don't know. That's like that would be by far the most I've ever spent. And
I mean, yeah.
but now that card is, I don't want to.
You'd have to change your life
Yeah.
in painful ways.
What's going on here? I'm trying to find my spreadsheet.
So, just off the top of my head, if I'm thinking Shoeless Joe Jackson, I think the most cost-effective but nice-looking Jackson cards are strip cards. He has some nice strip cards.
That's the one.
He also has a 1940 play ball, which is not an easy card to find, but can get quite expensive. But you can find one in maybe low grade for like around the $1,000 range.
That play ball card is super cool,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I really want a playing era card,
Fair enough.
which I know.
Let's
in
get
this
snobby about it.
I'm trying to find. Oh, I could do that.
I like this image of him. It's just so cool.
Is
Oh,
this
he
US?
was-
It's a super cool card.
Yeah. The Four Leaf and Hardball Crazy like came in at the same time with National Game. Those have gotten really expensive too. Great pose though.
It's awesome.
But
It's
they
fantastic.
may be correct in saying that
So W514, I think, is the one that I wanted.
is the strip. Yeah.
Yeah.
The National Game has gotten expensive, but an amazing pose. And then Don, I was also thinking Diamond Stars, but I was thinking another White Sox of Ted Lyons. Cool pitching pose.
They
good
retired his
combos.
number. He's on the White Sox retired number list.
I mean, and also, I mean, for like not for nothing, a great looking card, and it's not going to break your bank.
You don't know
I
my bank,
love the look of that card. If you don't care about, if you don't,
dude.
mind strip cards, I like the way that looks.
See
a lot.
now, that card in that condition, if I remember correctly, you can get for. It was under $500, like well under $500, and now
Not no more.
not no
How
more.
much is that card, Alex?
Well, I mean, this isn't even on eBay, so this was just a pull off of Google. So
Wait, I'm going to VCP it.
So
yeah.
I
But this is a great looking strip card as far as strip cards go. Like,
yeah.
it's,
I mean, the
it's
fact that there's
awesome.
chunks out of it like adds character to me. Like that is so cool.
Yeah. They're very fragile, those strip cards. All right. So maybe I was wrong about the strip card. Most recent sale on eBay was a PSA 2, did $7,600. PSA Authentic did $6,100.
Yikes.
SGC 1.5 did $8,700. SGC 2 did $10,000. So
All right, let me go talk to my wife really quick.
Yeah.
it's
See how
it's
she
a
feels about
beast. It's a
Let's
beast.
bring her on the stream and ask her.
Oh my god, dude. She was-
The thing
I
about
have
this
a-
card though is it has him on Cleveland. That's not what you want,
exactly, just like the Cracker Jack card. Like
right?
can't do
Yeah,
Cleveland.
you don't want the Cracker Jack card because it has him on Cleveland.
It's so cool
It's
though.
useless.
If that
here.
was
Otherwise, yeah.
if his Cracker Jack card was on the White Sox, that's like that would That would be up there with like no name on front Frank Thomas for like Holy Grail white whale cards, but it's ruined.
Yeah. those
Four
damn
leaf.
Clevelanders.
Four leaf. I did not. I have your soccer card. It will be sent to you. I promise. Sorry. Just side business. He bought a soccer card off me.
How long has it taken you to ship the card?
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
I can't
Yeah.
now. But your video's out. What happened? Did you lose power?
He can't answer that question, so he's pretending the signal's going bad.
He would self-incriminate himself.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Let me see. Well, if you can hear me, that's fine. It's been months. I won. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for
Months.
me. Hey, at least the Mookie was
Eric,
a
you need to
gift.
leave him negative feedback.
Well, this wasn't through eBay.
No, I know, but on some platform.
There's just negative feedback on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I get plenty of that. So
Yeah.
I'm using a virtual camera through my cell phone, and Google just thought I was talking to my phone, and it like something's going on here. So let me reset it really quick.
It's all good, man. It's a sign that you're back.
Sort of.
Sort of, yeah. I gotta admit, I was not aware of this play ball. It's so great.
Isn't that a cool card?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Read the back. The back is just as awesome. I hate that.
Yeah, no, those are insufferable. One of the greatest
is
hitters and
so
outfielders
annoying.
of all time was Shoeless Joe Jackson. Jackson was a colorful ball player, a batter without a weakness, and his lifetime average of 356 justifies it. His regular major league career began with Cleveland in 1910. He was traded to the White Sox in 15 and was with them until he stopped playing after the 20 season. He was a fast man and stole 202 bases in his career. His top average was 408 in 1911, but that mark only enabled him to be the runner-up to Ty Cobb for the batting crown. Yeah.
I mean, it
Shit.
doesn't get better than a card back than that right there.
Right.
He hit 375 in the World Series that he was banned for throwing. 375.
Right.
Have you guys heard the story? Wasn't it Ty Cobb who ran into Shoeless Joe in
Yes.
his liquor store?
Yeah.
That's a crazy story.
Can you
Tell
tell
us-
it, Mark?
Tell the story. Story time.
I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to.
Yeah, get like a written version of it so you can get the story right.
Nobody in the comments is allowed to spoil it because I know many of you know it.
So they were good friends off the field. They were big rivals on the field.
Right. Scott, I think it's okay. I haven't heard anything from Don, although he might just be waiting to pounce.
Alex, do you think the Shoeless Joe card makes the list for you?
Yes, like automatically. Yeah.
Woo!
because I mean, yeah, you gotta have a Shoeless Joe Jackson card, right? But I just always sort of thought, okay, he doesn't have very many of them, and what he does have are like well out of my range.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is in my range, but I can at least consider it.
So Shoeless Joe ran a liquor store, very creatively named Joe Jackson's Liquor Store.
Smart marketing.
Yeah.
Wow.
From 1933 until his death in 1951, a few years before he passed, Jackson was working at the store when in walked none other than Ty Cobb, who was passing through Greenville following a trip to the Masters. I feel like that's excessive details. Shoeless Joe did not acknowledge his longtime friend and rival and went about his business. It wasn't until Cobb approached the counter that the two spoke. Cobb said, "I know you. You're Joe Jackson. You don't got to pretend with me. Don't you know me, Joe? I came here just to say hi." Shoeless Joe responded, "Of course I know you, Ty, but I wasn't sure you wanted to still know me. A lot of them, those guys from back then, well, they just don't." Super sad. And then Ty Cobb asked Shoeless Joe for an autograph, saying he always wanted one.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! Did he? Does it say if he gave him his autograph?
He did not give him an autograph. He said to come back the next day, and Ty Cobb said he was leaving town, but they would have to meet again some other time. He said we'll do it some other time, but that day never came. They never crossed paths again. Pretty depressing story, really.
That is a sad story.
Kind of cool though. Cool history.
Yeah. Derek has a good suggestion. The B18 blanket of Joe Jackson is a doable card. It's not exactly a card, but it does have him pictured on it.
B18 blanket.
For just a brief moment, this turned into a live stream documentary. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, like it almost turned into an episode of like a podcast. Like, man,
Yeah.
that was excellent. Can you
We
do like
needed,
more
we
reads
needed
that?
like
That was
music
so much
though.
fun.
We needed like 40s music.
All right, let me try and well, no,
Like
never mind. Well, the moment has passed, but the picture there. Look at
never
his
too
store.
late.
Look at his store. Look at the faces on everybody. Nobody in here is terribly
one's happy.
thrilled with life.
No one's happy. Even the like little portrait on the right side, his expression's like, "Are you gonna get out of my face anytime soon? Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna go fuck off soon or what?" Like,
I mean, pretty much though, any picture of anything during that era, everyone just looks completely miserable all the
Yeah.
time. Like nobody
Right.
ever smiles.
No.
This
Right.
blanket is cool. This is wild. What is this?
they were used, or they were distributed in the idea that people would sew them together. So sometimes you see like a huge, like blanket-sized, like felt blanket of these things.
What's the designation, Brian?
It's B18.
What does the B stand for?
Like it?
Like it. No, I think it's
not a
like
big
the
blanket,
B. The B is for like a felt. Like I know I have some like some pennants in their BF3. What are we looking at right now? Oh, Mark got the lights on again.
That joke ran its course. I'm just trying to fix my.
Oh yeah, we had to pay extra for this angle though.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Don't apologize, guys. Mark's OnlyFans is $5.99 a month.
All those
You wish it was that cheap.
Blue commenters are coming back in here.
Yeah,
So here's some blankets.
yeah, Mark. This is what I'm talking about.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
It's like my goal is to put together the set and make a quilt out of it. That'd be pretty
Yes.
badass.
And then a video with you're kind of wearing it and eating chips on the sofa.
Yeah, just
Never.
wear it as a fucking cape.
I don't snack anymore.
No, you just get drunk.
Oh.
No, I don't drink anymore either. This is apple
Okay.
juice.
Oh,
Okay.
wow, there you go. Having it in a whiskey glass, though.
So many things have changed.
This is beautiful. Do you normally do this stream on Mondays?
No. It is kind of, what is it now? Saturdays, I guess. I don't know. We get bumped. It gets bumped around a lot because it's really whenever I just turn it on.
So before I get this pre-war card, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon, I want to finish my 68 set.
Oh yeah, that.
Maybe I'll buy. Maybe I'll wait for the national. I don't know about next year, but Brian, you could sell me the last card. I need like PSA 5 Nolan Ryan. That's gonna be the last card I pick up. It should have been the first card I picked up. I remember when I wanted to do the set, I'm like, I'm just gonna get the most expensive one out of the way.
Yeah.
It's gone up quite a bit since then. Quite a bit.
It has, but it's actually come back down.
Where are we at? Sorry, this isn't like my personal. It's like
You said
I'm just-
68, right?
I'm really just on here to use Brian's VCP membership. That's the only reason.
You can, but like Mark, you can just text me if you ever need to use it.
Yeah, really? Hey, there's a handful of
Absolutely.
cards.
Yeah.
Problem is, my big problem now is I started a new job and I work 6 days a week, and it's just like
Yeah.
life is just going way too fast right now, man.
Yeah.
I just have not. I don't know. I have not prioritized. Whoa, what's that?
Okay, so the PSA, you said PSA 5, right?
Yeah, ish.
PSA 5 average is $1,024 and has been trending down. It's kind of gone like this. Like the height was like 2021, but it's come down since then.
Sweet, thanks, man.
Um,
So I don't have to feel too much FOMO.
no, that card's come down. I actually have a really nice one, but I have a feeling it's trimmed.
Really?
It's a little small. I'll send you a picture of it if you want to see it.
Yeah, send it out.
This is always a set. This is a pre-war set that I always think is sort of underappreciated.
It's a very cool set.
1922 Nielsen's Chocolate. I don't know offhand what White Sox are in here, but I'm sure
In the
there's somebody.
20s.
Early 20s.
When did Luke Appling come up? 30s?
Yeah, 30s.
Old Aches and Pains. 31 exhibit I'm showing is as his rookie card. So yeah.
The Old Aches and Pains. Is that his actual nickname?
Here's Harry
Oh,
Hooper.
really? Dude, it's the best nickname in the history of sports.
Are you serious?
Luke Appling.
Oh my god. Wow.
Harry Hooper. That's sweet.
Yeah. Harry Hooper is like all over the Ken Burns documentary.
Doesn't Baseball Reference show nicknames somewhere?
In like the biographical information, I thought.
Hey, Brian.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Sweet.
How much is that card, Alex?
350 monies.
Damn, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I still prefer the horizontal one, but it's cool.
Better image. I prefer the exhibit as well.
Talking pre-war with Stove Sports.
Can't believe it.
I have to have something in my modest collection.
I mean, an obvious place
pre-war.
to go would be like Black Sox. I mean, you already said Jackson, but
There's a bunch. Like Chick Gandil, he was
Yeah.
like one of the big thugs during that, and like that's like reasonable. I feel like all the Black Sox guys have exploded. I
Or
don't know.
Eddie Sickott, you can get. He's
Yeah.
you can get like a
There's-
T206 Sickott.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool ones of him. I was looking at the National. There's a ton of Chick Gandil.
I
Eddie
like
Sickott,
the
Speed
Cracker Jack.
Reaper.
Eddie. How do you spell his name? Like this, maybe?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's a sweet card. He's
These
just
are all
like
fake, but
Yeah, that's cool.
you know, but the image is cool.
Yeah.
He's got this grin on, like, I'm gonna screw
he
you
was
over,
really
tell you about
good, and he was definitely guilty. Like it was obvious that he was throwing it.
it. Right. Let me find a real one. Looking at these
Wasn't the secret message to
Hit the first batter.
they were like, yeah, hit the first guy and then we know that it's fixed or whatever.
That's on, yep.
And sure enough,
Yeah.
that is an amazing card, dude.
That's such a cool card.
Yeah. They had amazing uniforms.
So are there two series of Cracker Jacks? 15 and 16 or something?
14 and 15.
14 and 15. Are the 14 ones universally more expensive?
Much harder.
Yeah. I think what is the recent brand like the 14 were actually in the packages, and 15 you had to like send in for them.
Yeah, that's why you see 15s that are in better condition
Right.
traditionally. If you see a 14 that's really nice, it's like a unicorn.
Yeah.
And the cardstock, if you've ever handled these, like are so paper thin. They are so delicate. Like I equate it almost to like the Propaganda's Montiel, like those Cuban cards.
Oh yeah.
You can, like, see right through them. They are just as thin as those. Those are it's so they're so delicate. I don't like to handle them. I've only actually had one Cracker Jack though, so I can't really say. But
Man, Cracker Jacks are so cool.
yeah, they are.
There's a lot of good comments about Black Sox guys. Johnny Dorn, chick candle cards are affordable. He was the mastermind. He was like the main go-between. Abe Attell, he was the boxer that was like the go-between between the mob and the players. And then hardball crazy Eddie Collins, who's a Hall of Famer, but not really for his White Sox production. I don't think he's not on his plaque. It's not the White Sox. Red Faber and Ray Schalk, those are clean guys. Henry, who is Ernest Hemingway? Such a Henry comment.
I think Henry's watching Jeopardy, so
he's operating at a different level than me, at least.
Right.
It's like I know he means something, but I don't get it.
Rick, do you have any Cracker Jack cards? If you do, please do a showcase.
I'm sure he does. Going back to Eddie Collins is one of the few players that are in T206 set and also 33 Gaudy set.
That's cool. Because he was around for so long.
I think he was a coach by the time 33 Gaudy kind of rolled around. The same thing with Tris Speaker. Tris Speaker was in T206 and also 33 Gaudy, but he was a manager, I believe.
I want to say he was like the goody two shoes on that Black Sox. He was like a college educated guy, and he was like, I forget. I remember reading about that a long time ago.
When did Eddie Collins play? You want them like in a Chicago White Sox uniform?
Yes, it's. I want it to be playing era, and I want it to be in a White Sox uniform. And just like everything else, my like budget and knowledge is up here, and my critiques are up here. So it's like this impossible thing where I'm actually extremely picky, and then it just never happens. Although the big step for me was buying my house, and it was like, okay, after that I can kind of start thinking about cards again. But I've bought one card in the last like 2 years. It's this one. It's a sweet card.
Yeah. Hey, hold on.
Oh,
great.
God, what a perfect card.
Sorry, my camera's blurry, and it's reversed. But this
it's
one,
the rare reverse negative. Of the
this one came up and
it
was perfectly, not perfectly centered, but definitely much more centered than ones I'd been watching. And I don't know, people were just sleeping on the auction. I threw in a bid, and I thought there was no chance it would go through. And I saw the next day that I got it. I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome. Love when that happens. Dodge 27 had a good point. Lajoie, also T206 and 33 Gaudy. I sometimes forget about his 33 Gaudy. I don't know why.
Oh, Rick, please do a Cracker Jack showcase someday. That'd be amazing. You may have already done it. I have to go back and check.
Yeah, that 1914, I don't know if it's the 14 or 15 Mathewson that you have, Rick, but the 14 is an absolute monster. But yeah, who said Collins 22 cards are in Chicago White Sox? So I think he's a good guy to chase. You can actually, I'm sure he also has an exhibit, Alex.
Who does?
Eddie Collins may have an exhibit in around that 1922 time. I know that 22 they had some exhibits, and if you're looking for like a cost-effective card from the era that like looks awesome these exhibits from this time are like excellent choices. I think.
Oh yeah. Here is one.
Show me the money.
Eddie Collins swinging.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Beautiful. Look at that uniform,
That's awesome.
dude.
Here's Eddie Collins looking a little less enthusiastic.
1922 Eastern exhibit.
That is really cool.
See, I like that pose too, though. Look at that uniform. Man, that is cool.
All right, so that's 21 exhibits.
That's 1921.
Yeah.
I gotta put these in because I'm gonna
Write it down.
regret.
Mark.
Thanks, guys. This is fantastic. Turns out I did just completely hijack the stream. Hey, everyone, find cards that I would be interested in. In the comments, find me a card.
Or get out.
So what is the size of that?
Postcard.
I mean, to me, that makes it even cooler.
There's more space for more cool shit on the card. Like the size of the White Sox logo on the chest in the 21 exhibit. Like you couldn't have that size on a regular like other era card. You know, they were also small back then. They were not 2.5 by 3.5 like they are today.
That's just like a crystal clear image. That's fantastic. And then you contrast that with like that Shoeless Joe strip card, W514 or whatever. And it's like a cartoon. You know what I mean? It's still a Shoeless Joe card that came out when he played. So
Right.
That's extremely cool. But then this is objectively a better looking card.
Oh, absolutely.
The 1916 M1014 Sporting News Shoeless Joe. That used to be a card that I was like, oh, I'm going to grab one of those eventually. I think that card is like literally 10x'd since I looked at it.
Andrew bought one of those at the National
Upset?
2019. Yeah.
Yes. I remember that was my very first national, and I met you guys at the bar, and he had just gotten it, I think, that day.
Damn,
I was like, hey,
missed
welcome
that.
to the national. Here's a Joe Jackson card. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not jealous at all. It doesn't bother me.
And for what's worth, that card, I think it's a 4. That card is like,
Oh,
it is a crazy card. He has quite the collection.
Yeah.
I think the way to go, Mark, if you don't mind the size, is the exhibits. They are really cool.
is there like
sometimes they come with postcard backs, so you like flip it over, it has like a more ornate, like interesting design on the back with the postcard.
so
Very cool.
is there a place to see like a master list of every exhibit card? Just Google that. Would that show? Is that like easy to find? You know, I want to see like all the players available for exhibits.
Yeah. The prewarcards.com, would that have it?
You can do that, or you can also do this link I'm about to drop.
Well, here, while you're figuring that out, so Mark, this is prewarcards.com, and you go to baseball sets here, and they have all the designations.
Why can't I put a comment in?
And then exhibit would be under W, and then they're all in here.
Sweet, thanks. Because I found my spreadsheet of these cards that I was targeting. I don't know when I started this, but I really wish I didn't put a target price in here for what they were going for at the time. to tell you how long ago this was. So one of my early projects that I came up with, like a long-term project, I was going to pick up the rookie card for every player that the White Sox retired their number. And I threw Jackie Robinson on there, his 48 leaf rookie card, because it's like, well, technically they retired his number, plus it's an extremely cool card. Like, why not? So a PSA 1 Jackie Robinson rookie card, 1948 Leaf. Target price $850.
Well,
Exactly. Well, guess that sucks. I
I
mean,
mean, that's like saying, back in my day, ice cream was a nickel. It's like
exactly. But
Yeah.
but the back in our day, this was just a few years ago.
Yeah.
It sucks.
yeah.
Actually, on this list, I have an exhibit card. Luke Appling, I guess my research years ago, his first card was the 31 exhibit. It says 4-on-1. I think
Yeah,
there was
the 4-on-1s.
pictures.
Yeah, those are great. You can get like so many Hall of Famers in that set, and they're not expensive. But
Can I get
they're
a
some of like
PS
the earliest pictures?
Can I get a PSA 6 for $225? Because that's what I have on here.
It's unlikely.
Let's see, White Sox. Autry, Metzler, Thomas, and Reynolds.
Are there like 2 series or something?
Yep. And then
I
Sissel,
don't see him
Clancy,
there.
Cam, and Kerr. So here's the other one. Oh, there's a couple. There's a
I
handful.
think it's the red one. Oh, there's Old Aches and Pains there.
There are
headlines.
there are different colors.
That's his real nickname. Old Aches and
Old
Pains.
Aches and Pains, man, that's such a good nickname.
Oh gosh, there's tons of them.
So these are not quite as beautiful. Like this red, these red ones. Like what's the deal with that?
They're rare though, Mark. They are
Really
hard to find. Yeah.
Sounds like I can't afford it.
No. You'd be surprised.
Because it's a rookie card for a Hall of Famer. I think technically. I wish you can like get a discount if you're a true fan of a team that very few people like, where it's like, hey, I'm actually a Sox fan. Like, can I get the Sox fan discount? Because other people are like, well, I just Hall of Famer rookie cards. Like, no. I really want this one though. That's cool, Johnny. He said, I'm from Chicago. I'm building a Sox Hall of Fame rookie collection as well. Did I see you at the Fanatics card show? Because I actually went to that, and I ran into a guy, and I was telling him I was putting together this retired numbered set for the Hall of Famers on the Sox, and he was like, I'm doing that exact same thing. Maybe that was you.
That's funny.
Small world.
This is a great resource.
Yeah,
An excellent resource, really.
I am favoriting this page.
Yeah, you absolutely should. You got it.
Great.
Mark, when you decide what card you want to go after and you need VCP help, just let me know.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
So you don't accidentally overpay.
Yeah, thanks, man. I got to cross off my Mini Minoso because I bought that from you.
Oh yeah.
A PSA 7 was $200.
Oh,
A PSA 7.
that's like
you're sick in the head, and I mean, there's lots of times that I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm sick in the head, but specifically with collecting cards, it's when somebody gets like surprisingly added to the Hall of Fame, and you're like, well, guess I'm fucked. Like when I heard Minoso got in the Hall of Fame, I'm like, it's my fault. I waited for 5 years for the Hall of Very Good player who's a White Sox legend, just an awesome guy. He has so many cool cards. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get those eventually. Yeah. No, you're in the Hall of Fame now.
Mark, do you want to take a guess as to what his PSA 7 average is now? Guess. Just guess.
I'm going to say PSA 7. I mean, that's like investor territory.
Well, you said PSA 7 was $200.
Yeah.
So I want to like,
I don't know, like 1,200?
17. I think it's
Can't do it.
$1,200. I think $1,200 would buy you a 6.
Yeah.
but it's not easy to find 52 tops and grades like that.
Hardball Crazy bought up a beater for $50 right before the Hall of Fame announcement. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
That's what you gotta do.
So this W54 or no, not W514.
Yeah, W cards are strips and exhibits. I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure like they give. Yeah, purchases are sold by retailers. Yep.
Yeah, anybody that's interested in pre-war, this site really helps
Great site.
demystify it pretty well. You click on any of this, and it gives you a brief little description of the history, and it's far less intimidating.
eBay's giving me all these things I don't want.
Through here.
Oh yeah. Well, eBay will give you taxes. eBay will give you authenticity guarantee now. No one wants that.
My buddy's a software developer, and he is like all the time. He's like, dude, if you ever have like a good idea, just give me a good idea. I'm like, who am I? I don't have good ideas, whatever. And then he's like, seriously, what's an idea that you think would be really cool? And I was like, well, I think you should create a way to do streams where people could bid on an item in the stream, like all through the app, where there's none of this like, oh, I'll buy it for this much, and then you have to like send it through PayPal or whatever. And he's like, dude, I think there's something to this. And he started like looking into it and like doing all this work. And then that Whatnot service came out like 3 months later. He texted me. He's like, dude, you're not going to believe this. It's like, this is literally exactly what you were saying. But everybody has ideas. Very few people actually go through with it.
Right.
Just annoying because it was like literally the exact same thing.
Yeah, you could have sold that idea, Mark, and retired and bought your Joe Jacksons.
Yeah, dude.
Cracker Jacks.
Rough.
That was it. That was my chance.
That was your that was your chance.
Wasn't me at the show. Don't have Luke Appling 34 Gaudy rookie card.
That's
See,
cool,
I mean-
man. That's awesome.
I mean that's also like a very nice, pretty like low cost Hall of Fame rookie card. It's not an expensive card.
34 Gaudy.
Yeah, I mean I'll look it up really quick.
Because I remember there was some debate where some people said technically the exhibit was his rookie card. I don't know enough. It's like not a true baseball card. Some people say the postcards.
Yeah.
If it's a baseball card to you, Mark, that's all that matters.
Right.
Yeah, I think it depends on who
True.
you ask. So, Mark, just for reference, a very well-centered 34 Gaudy PSA 4 in August, so 2 months ago, sold for like $315.
Now we're talking. We're almost in a stove price area. Not quite, but almost.
Maybe we can like Kickstarter this for you.
Oh no. No, don't start that. I want to go to the National next year, and
Woo!
I mean it's like 20 minutes for me. Like I have to go to it.
You have to go.
No excuse.
I can't. I'm not going to be able to go every day. Of course, that's like for my job. That's like literally the one weekend of the year that you can't get off, which is hilarious. Every year, that weekend, and it's always the same fucking weekend.
Why?
But I mean, I'm going to be there as much as I can for sure. But I would like to go in there and have like my one big card that I want to get, like big to me, like a legit card that I will be extremely excited about versus like, you know, spreading out that same amount of money over like 10 cards or something.
Right.
I just need to figure out what that card is.
Well, you got a lot of time.
You
Figure it out.
say that, but we're gonna be getting into national
Yeah.
preview videos on YouTube season where everyone talks about how you need to wear comfortable shoes and how you need to bring a battery to
You need to bring
attach to your
some
phone, and how you need to don't
Tylenol
forget to
and
write down
Excedrin.
the booth number because you will forget.
Maybe we should do our national preview video pet peeves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great.
But only for the national preview videos.
Bob wanted to make a sarcastic.
God, that's good.
He wanted to make a sarcastic, like, national tip video.
God, that's good. I love that.
Bob's always like, dude, we got to make this video. And I'm like, yes. And then we never do it. Like, Bob has so many good ideas. It's like, that dude, he just has like a list of videos he wants to make someday. And it's just,
All you guys, you should just record yourselves talking about the idea, and that might be enough. Like,
no.
I actually love the video that you guys did where like Mark guest starred on Alex's channel talking about the White Sox cards.
oh yeah,
And it was oh man, that thing was freaking genius. God,
I almost died. I almost died during that video when I ate the raw spaghetti noodle and it snapped. It snapped and it like bounced off the back of my throat. There was one commenter that was very displeased with my appearance.
Yes.
It threw off a lot of people because it was very unlike my channel.
Yeah, because it wasn't informative or
I remember
It was very misinformative. Yeah.
Yeah, misinformative. Like I literally was just making shit up. And that person's like, see, I don't know, they're like, I'm real disappointed and you need to get back to your roots for this channel or whatever. I'm like, sorry.
I took the risk. It was worth it.
Yeah. That was fun.
I mean, that's like you like see that meme where it's like the joke and it's like flying all around and they're like looking like, where's the joke?
Hey, some people, you know, like I'm serious about collecting too, but my thing is like some people are, in my opinion, how serious they are about it, it's funny to me. But that doesn't resonate with a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because then it just seems like I'm like making fun of anyone for doing it. It's like, dude, I love this stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not everybody likes that, and I can appreciate that. Like I get it.
Right.
I love that though, Mark. Do you listen to the Dollop podcast?
What is it?
The Dollop?
DOLLOP?
Oh yeah. You would
No.
love this God, you would love this podcast.
So
it's gonna like add a lot to your week.
I'm so happy you mentioned this because I have a long commute now and I've never had time to listen to podcasts before. And I have this like short list of podcasts and I'm usually just like, ugh, like sports card nonsense, like those guys. It's entertaining, but then sometimes I'm like, all right, these guys, this isn't my thing.
No. They so it's two guys. I guess they're both comedians, and one researches and writes a story about American history.
I'm hooked already. I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm reading the
description.
Dude, this is fantastic.
Reads it to the other one who's never heard of it before and not familiar, and they just like go back and forth. They banter, they like poke fun. It is amazing.
I'm gonna listen to this on my drive into work tomorrow.
They do a lot of baseball ones too. There's some
Really?
really good baseball episodes. Yeah.
Oh yes, thank you. I've been asking people like, hey, you got any podcast recommendations? Anything, please. Sweet.
Another good one I like that I think you'd like too is Bananas.
Bananas.
Yep. It's two comedians and they look up, or people like submit like silly news articles to them, like ridiculous news, and they read it to each other and they then like interject like their own like little stories and how it's like hilarious into it, and it's so light and so hilarious and so funny.
This is what I need.
Yeah, this is what you need on your morning commute and evening commute from work.
A lot of times I find myself just like work's been stressful and I literally find myself like I look at Google Podcasts and there's like nothing there, and then I just drive in silence for like 40 minutes. Dude, this isn't good. Like I need to Shop with Stove on HGTV.
Yeah. What else can we do for you today, Mark?
Yeah. You guys
Now
have
that you
life
say it,
insurance?
actually.
I've been looking to get life insurance. You guys have any recommendations?
My grandfather used to sell life insurance. I don't
There
know
you
how
go.
much. Yeah, he's like 85.
My stepdad sells life insurance, and every time I see him, it's like, okay, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I want to hear this story people were saying in the comments about Bob.
Just
Eight.
ate the whole ride.
He just
to-
Bob
kept
ate
eating.
the whole ride to
Kept
and back from the National. So I actually called Bob when we ran into each other in the comments
Grab
on here because
some
we
water.
haven't talked in a while. And I called him and I was like, dude, let's hop on this stream. And he's like, man, I just sat down. Me and my wife are going to watch a show. And he's like, just go on there and just like talk trash about me. I was like, I'm not going to do that. What are you talking about? He's like, no, just do it. Just get on there and make fun of me. Like, I don't think that's a good look, man, for me. Like, I don't.
That's a very Bob idea. I don't.
It
I don't
is.
see
It's a
Bob.
great idea. And I could see myself saying the same thing to him, but it's like, dude, that's just mean. So
that's-
Bob was stuffing his face in the car. I want to hear some clarification.
Yeah. What were the items that were consumed? What's the grocery list?
That 2019 national, man. Oh, I'm
That was
You were
chasing
there for
that
like
high.
a day, right?
Yeah, I'm chasing that high, man.
That was a good one. That was a good day. That was a good show. Just a really
was
good
just-
show.
Everything
I
about it
believe
was
it.
good. Everything.
What that was? I can't believe how long ago that was now.
I know. And the last national in Chicago, for me, it was very quick. I just did not have time. And
Yeah, I got to figure out if I can make that happen. This
oh,
year.
you're making it happen.
You have to, please.
Yeah, you're making it happen.
All right. I'll play this back to the significant other. So
Yeah.
That, she
Yeah.
gets the drift.
We got to get nostalgic about baseball to come up.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've actually thought before, lots of hot dogs in in cereal?
Whistler's Pizza.
Sliced hot dogs in cereal.
Oh,
Okay.
he got
Oh.
I figured there was some kind of typo there.
Lots of got dogs in cereal.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah.
Gots of dogs. Gots of hot dogs in. There's got lot hot, and then dog. We don't know. We don't know the sentence that was typed.
Scott's been drinking, so we'll figure it
Scott, do you do commissions?
out.
Why are you laughing?
It's like an issue right now.
It's like
Shit. Never mind.
it's like the thing that he says every time in his videos.
Oh no. See, that's just so me. Like
It's okay. You're out of it. You're out of it.
how would I know that? I haven't watched any videos.
He hasn't watched any videos. So Mark, if you go back just like a little bit, Scott's doing this like really cool series where he is trying to fund his T206 Cy Young portrait by selling worthless cards and like pieces of art.
I've
that he
I've seen one of those before. I think maybe the first one he did in that series was a long time ago. It was awesome.
Amazing. I love every single one of them. But he's always like, commissions are closed, but I'm doing like this little thing. I don't even know how like this little thing gets in there. But man, they are.
Every time I've seen that dude's work, every time it's like I need something from that dude someday. Like
Yeah.
I don't know when, but it just needs to happen someday because it's so freaking cool.
This is not by Scott, but I wanted to show this. I haven't even I don't have it in a frame yet, but I saw this on Instagram and I was like, I have to have this.
Of course, it's Hank Greenberg.
Yeah, it's Hank Greenberg as a zombie,
That's amazing.
and it's his Alex. I haven't shown you this before.
Oh, whoa! Hold on.
It's his 36 Gaudi,
Yes, it is. Except not.
but he's a member of the undead.
Dude, that is so cool.
Isn't that awesome? I had to have it.
Here is my Scott original. Whoops, just fell.
Yeah, it's like
God, that's awesome.
I want something like that. I don't know what it would be, but
I
it
need
has
to
to be
find
something.
the episode where he did that, Alex, and watch it.
I'm trying to find my white whale. Speaking
I really like his work.
funny things. Oh, I can't get on my phone because it's my camera. Or maybe I can. If I leave, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, like you're gonna be like,
I got you, Derek. I'll find it.
Then I need to find how to share this. This is like my white whale. One of my white whale items.
Can you hit present on the bottom? Share your screen.
This is very complicated, Brian, because I'm using a virtual camera through my phone. I found, of course, I sent it to my friend. It's a screenshot. So I need to email this to myself. Let's see. All right. I'm going to email this to myself, get it on my desktop. Send. Okay.
it'll all change once you leave.
Oh
Scott.
boy.
No, just leave it. Just leave it like that. It's great.
Dude, it's like
That is pretty like, I don't know, avant-garde.
on brand.
Yes, I like it,
All right. So
especially because like you're on the bottom too, like of the screen. It's great.
share screen. This is it.
Okay.
Have you seen
Oh
this?
yeah, I sent you that,
You sent this to me?
idiot. Yes.
Dude,
God,
I
that's
saw it and I
awesome.
was like, I need this. To Pete, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Mickey
That's the best thing I've ever seen.
It would be like, okay, my collection's complete. I'm done. There's another card. Oh, sorry. You don't need to share.
Yeah.
See if it's still on my watch list. It's been on here. Oh, it's gone. There's no way this thing's sold.
2P. Fuck. All the best, the Mick.
It was a super rare inscription from Barry Bonds. Don't do drugs on his 87
yeah.
top card.
No.
Dude,
Wow.
And he used like a black Sharpie, you know, that 87 wood grain card, and it just pops on the gray like Pirates Road jersey. And don't do drugs, Barry Bonds. Like that somebody listed it on eBay for like $100,000, and it just years it was on my watch list just because I wanted to see if it would sell. And then the last I saw, I think it was like $15,000. And then there was an article about it that he had some like endorsement with this wristband company that might have been, I'm trying to remember if what's his face had anything to do with it. The Astros manager Dusty Baker was like, Dusty Baker started wearing this wristband company and he got Barry Bonds on it, and they had don't do drugs ones. So there was like a 6-month window that Barry Bonds would inscribe don't do drugs because of it. Something like that. So it's like there's like a legit reason for it. And it was a very small window. And there's only like a handful of examples of signed cards saying don't do drugs.
That's so cool.
perfect.
Wow. I don't know where Derek's email went. I'm having a hard time.
Is there a way to see like ended? It's not even on here. Dang.
Never happened.
It never happened. Oh, I
All
was
right,
watching
guys.
you're out of here?
Yeah, probably time to call it. 2 hours. Pretty epic session.
Was a good.
That
Session.
was fun. Thanks, guys. Thanks to you guys for helping me out. And thanks to all the people in the comments helping me out. This kind of turned into like you guys advising me, and I appreciate it. I'm going to check out this podcast tomorrow.
Yeah, let me know, Mark. And
I will.
We love you, man. We want you back making videos.
I'll be back, man. I miss this a lot, and I'll be back. Just don't know when.
And whenever you're feeling lazy and you don't want to make videos, you can always just hop in here.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Thanks for having me, fellas.
All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Have a good night. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.